This week on This is America and the World, we explore ancient and historic sites in unique locations around the globe. The world is suffering again today in so many ways, and it's necessary to pause and appreciate the people, places, and moments in time that remind us of the richness of our shared history and their place in our world today. Our adventure begins and ends at two enchanting locations in Athens, Greece. Along the way, we'll stop at the historic district of Panama City, Casco Viejo, founded in 1673, view an awesome and historically important fortress and palace in Haiti, and explore the most significant Shinto shrine in all Japan. There's no better way to begin our journey than with the golden opportunity in Greece to be in person at one of the most iconic sites on Earth, the Acropolis, which not only offers a breathtaking vista of Athens, but a powerful glimpse into its glorious past.
What Acropolis means in Greek means the top city. It's the upper city, Acropolis. Acro means the peak, the top. Now, Parthenon is one building. It's the Parthenon. What we know, the Doric temple, the famous Doric temple is the Parthenon.
How old is this site?
It's very old. It goes back to prehistory. It goes back to the 4th millennium.
Who built it and why?
The prominent buildings. Pericles, who decided that after the victorious Battle of Marathon, for which Athenians bragged very much, that they saved the entire Greece from the Persian invasion. And Pericles decided to have a program that would pronounce this prominent victory and position of Athenians within all the other Greeks. The whole thing started in 447.
447?
Yes.
How the heck did they get all these stones and marble
the money
and the money to come up to the top? How did that all come about?
What they did, they went up to the Pentelic mountain, which is north from here. It's about 15 kilometers from here. And they drag with the wagons all the way down. They brought the pre-made stones because at the quarry there, not only they cut the marbles, but they more or less pre-shaped what they wanted. So they brought it here, and here they finished, they did the actual final touches here. And of course they built everything and sculpted everything here.
So it took how long to build?
The entire program, about 40 years.
40 years.
Not just the Parthenon, all the buildings, which means the gateway, the propylaea, the Parthenon itself, the Erechtheion, which is this building right here, and the small temple dedicated to Athena Nike, and some other minor temple, small buildings.
How many visitors might come a year? Any idea?
Yeah, about 2 million.
Do they treat it with great respect?
I say yes. They greatly respect the monument. They know why they're here. They want to come. They know why they're here, and they want to see the building.
And this is your baby.
More or less, yes.
Doctor, thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
This is America and the World is made possible by the Japan-America Society of Washington, D.C., 21st Century Citizenship, the Frank Islam and Debbie Dreisman Foundation, the Nepal Tourism Board, the Sultanate of Oman, the Kingdom of Morocco, the Forerunner Foundation, the Rotondaro Family Trust, and the Embassy Series, uniting people through musical diplomacy. Understanding Japan's devotion to nature is a major key to unlocking Japanese culture. The Ise Grand Shrine is the most important Shinto location in the world. It's dedicated to the sun goddess and has been in existence for more than 1,300 years. Its central shrine is so sacred it can only be glimpsed over high walls deep in the forest. A Shinto priest tells us more.
What is the role of the priest here at the shrine?
Protecting its place in nature, as it is now, is very meaningful. Nature is the most important thing in Shinto. There are 80,000 shrines throughout Japan. Nature is the basis for all of these. The shrines are always found in the mountains or by the ocean or a river. Nature is an essential part of the shrine and is directly connected to it.
Is there a brief summary of Shinto beliefs?
Shinto accepts good things from all kinds of religions, and this also causes Shinto to blossom. I think that this acceptance is the marvelous thing about Shinto. For example, we accept some Buddhist concepts into Shinto and turn it into something new that is Shinto, and we carry that on as part of the culture. That is wonderful.
So acceptance, nature, important. Are there special gods or deities involved in Shinto?
Yes, we celebrate the great goddess Amaterasu. Amaterasu is the ancestor of the imperial family, and to the Japanese people, the god related to their own ancestors.
So this shrine here in Ise is dedicated to the goddess of the sun, huh?
That's right. The god is likened to the sun. As Japan's sun god, she gives kind blessings to nature. That essence as the god of the day is a significant part of that. By he, I mean day, day of sun.
The grounds are so beautiful, huge grounds. As we walk around, tell us some of the special sights that we should look at.
That's right. Yes. What I would most like to introduce you to is the Isuzu River. This is a first-category Japanese river that is a particularly beautiful one. Near the river, the forest is very beautiful, and the contrast of that beauty with the clearness of the beautiful river, I would very much like you to see that.
How old is the shrine? How many years does the shrine go back?
It was built more than 2,000 years ago.
How many people come here every year?
Nowadays, 10 million people visit the shrine every year. 20 years ago, that was 6 million, but now many more come, and there are more visitors from overseas also. The most important thing is to come, and to see, and to feel.
In northern Haiti, the Citadel is a powerful landmark and symbol of independence for all Haitians. There are many forts throughout the country. However, at an elevation of 3,000 feet, the size and structure of the Citadel is unforgettable, and the views are once in a lifetime. We traveled by ATV and horse up the mountain to the fortress, where our tour guide Maurice offered a heartfelt lesson in the rich history of Haiti. Why were the French so interested in having a base here in Haiti?
So when you talk about Haiti, before independence, it was Saint-Domingue. So Saint-Domingue means Haiti before independence. So it was the richest French colony ever. So the French would get everything they wanted, like coffee, cocoa beans, sugarcane. So they would do anything to take it back from the Haitians, even after the independence. So that means it was very rich. And that's why the Haitians built the citadel to fight against the French just in case. 1804 was the peak of the revolution because they started fighting way before 1804. We can go back to 1791, which was a very big ceremony, to motivate the slaves, to tell them, hey, guys, you have to wake up. You are not born to be slaves. So something must be done about it. And yes, they kept fighting and fighting. And the last battle took place at Cape Haitian against the French, which was what we call in Haitian history La Bataille de Vertières, the Battle of Vertières, when the French army was defeated. And a few months later, the Haitians proclaimed their independence in 1804.
So independence is declared, and the citadel, the building of the citadel to prevent the French from coming back, from returning. How many years did it take to build the citadel, and how many workers might have been involved?
So we do know that it took the king 15 years from 1805 to the time he died in 1820. But we cannot tell you how many people are working in the citadel because history never mentioned a specific number. But what we do know, everybody wanted to be part of the work going on here because Christophe told them, you have two choices, guys. Either you help me to build the citadel, in this case you're going to be free for the rest of your life. Or if you don't, the French will come back, you go back to slavery. They say, okay, let's build it. Mm-hmm. So that's why people come from all over the place to be part of this. The French did not come back, no. And another reason for which the citadel was built was, I would say, three reasons.
Uh-huh.
One, to fight against the French. Since the country was divided, it was also built to fight against the South. And the third reason was to show the world that Haiti do things, big and beautiful things, just like the Europeans.
Below the citadel, at the bottom of the mountain, are the ruins of a complex of government buildings and palace built by and for the first king of Haiti, Henry Christophe, also known as Henry I. Cyril Pressois is the founder of Tour Haiti, which specializes in personal and private group tours. Born and raised in Haiti, he was the perfect guide for our visit to the Cape Haitian area.
Let's talk about this particular spot that we're in right now. Is it Sans Souci?
Sans Souci.
Sans Souci. Oh, to see your pronunciation is so beautiful. Does that translate? And what's going on here?
Yeah,
this is a ruin of spectacular proportions.
So Sans Souci literally means without worries or carefree. And it was, Sans Souci was a complex built by one of Haiti's revolutionary leaders, Henri Christophe, who was also the second head of state of Haiti. Mm-hmm. And he built this as an administrative capital of his kingdom. And it was destroyed, it's in ruins today, because it was destroyed by an earthquake in 1842. But it keeps this majestic aura to it. So as Christophe was also building the Citadelle up the mountain, this was built. So this was built really at the same time. And roughly it took about 10 years to be built.
Whoa.
Or even less.
And this was a palace, huh?
This was a complex. So
It
was really the capital city, the administrative center of Christophe's, the kingdom of Haiti under the rule of Christophe. And where we're standing exactly was indeed the palace. That was the royal residence. And it's something that Christophe built, first of all, to be efficient, to serve a purpose. I mean, you had government offices, you had a university here, you had a mint, you had all of this. But at the same time, he built it to be majestic. He built it to be beautiful.
Did he build it also to send a message?
I think there was a very important message for two different publics. First of all, as a nation of slaves that had risen and decided we're now going to be independent and we will have no other masters than ourselves, he sent a message to the former colonial masters, is that whatever you guys can build, we can build just as well. But I think there was an even more important message. And that message needs saying still today. It's a message to the Haitian people themselves. And it's a message to the Haitian people saying, we can do whatever we set our mind to do. We can accomplish anything.
Our guide, Juan Carlos Valdez, spent most of the week with us and expertly explained many aspects of Panama's culture, history and geography in the colonial city, Casco Viejo, and the ruins of the old city known as Panama Viejo, and on our day trip to visit the indigenous Embera tribe who live in the rainforest.
As we walk around this area, what will we see, what will we feel, what will we experience?
The beauty of the old colonial city have to do with the fact that here we can have the opportunity to see beautiful architecture for three important times of our country: the Spanish colonizations, the French period of the construction of the Panama Canal, and then the United States period. It's all mixed up in some of these buildings. At the same time, we have some of the most important historical plazas and monuments of the cities are located here. The important buildings from the government, like the Presidential Palace, is located in this particular area. And it's changing a little bit because now it's becoming a vibrant city, especially at night. If you come here, there is great nightlife. It's a big spot for tourists that likes to come and enjoy and see Panama from another point of view. This city gives us the opportunity to really see Panama, the old Panama City feel how it was. And then as you walk along the plazas, you have these amazing views of what Panama is nowadays, which is the modern city with all the skyline. And it's pretty impressive to see the contrast from just one point of view. And that's one of the things that people really enjoy when they come here, either at day or nighttime.
We're just sitting slightly away from one of the plazas.
Yeah.
Tell me the importance of the plaza and how that is part of the culture.
All right, the plaza where we just were is called the Cathedral Plaza, and that's where we have the most important church of the city. It's located there. And at the same time, it's also known as the Independence Plaza, because there we have monuments related to the moment when Panama became a nation in the year 1903. Mm-hmm. So we have a bust of our first president. But around the plaza, we all have some of the most important historical buildings from the canal construction time. We have the building that is now the official museum of the canal. That was called the Grand Hotel. It was where the French established the office when they came to build the Panama Canal for 20 years. We also have the Municipal Council building is over there. And it's that rich mixture of different periods of the history of Panama all together in one plaza, which makes it very interesting for the tourists and also for Panamanians we feel very proud of.
You and I visited ruins the other day.
Yeah.
You were describing, again, a kind of a town square that is traditional in various cities. Talk a little bit about the history of the center, the town square.
We were at the old Panama City, and that's the first city that was established in the Pacific side of America. We are now in the old Panama City. Panama is very well known for having three cities. The old Panama City where we are now, the first city founded in the Pacific side of America by the Spaniards in the year 1519. The 15th of August, it became a very important location, not only for the Panamanian, but especially for the Spaniards, because most of the gold that at that time the Spaniards were taking out of South America came through the Isthmus of Panama, and it's estimated that about 60% of all the gold that was taken by the Spaniards from South America at one point came through the Isthmus of Panama on its way to Spain. There was one guy, his name was Henry Morgan, you probably heard about him, who in the year 1671 was smart enough to actually use the only Spanish Trail cross from the Caribbean to the Pacific and attack and surprise this city, set it on fire most of the city, spent about 28 days here. And after that attack, he left and went back to England. After that attack, the Spaniards, they decided that it was going to be a dangerous place to be again, or to rebuild the city in these locations because they could be attacked again. So that's when they relocated the city to the colonial city, which is about where the colonial city is right now is about 8 kilometers. So in the year 1673, everything that was here was just rebuilt about 8 kilometers away from here. That city was really well fortified. It was protected by a huge wall that was surrounding the entire city. So what we have here are monuments from the year 1671 that have been here. And the important thing to mention that not a lot of people know that this was the first city founded in the Pacific side of America after the Spanish explorer Vasco Núñez de Balboa discovered the South Sea here in Panama in the year 1513, 6 years before.
Greeks always make time to enjoy themselves. and the area just below the Acropolis is called the Plaka. It's a perfect crossroads of Greek history, culture, tourism, and relaxation. Our guide, Sophia, explains.
It's amazing for us to be here, surrounded by such history, huh?
Everywhere you turn. I'd love to show you around all the great sites, the Tower of the Winds, the
Yes.
Roman marketplace, the ancient marketplace, the Acropolis from below, and anywhere else you'd like to go.
We're in the Plaka?
We're in the Plaka, in the oldest part of Athens, not the most ancient, but the oldest. Because you know, in Greece, old and ancient don't mean the same.
Oh, help me understand that.
Ancient usually refers to things before Christ, at least 2,000, maybe older than that, years old. Whereas old means 19th century, 20th century. So it's hard to imagine that in the 19th century, when Athens became the capital of modern Greece, and that's only in 1834, it had less than 4,000 people. And today it has risen to more than 4 million.
Wow.
Depending on where you stop counting.
So what's the population of Greece itself?
Greece is just under 11 million,
Okay. So
according
4
to the
million,
last census.
4 million around Athens, and then roughly.
Another 2/3 or less than 2/3 are in the rest of the country.
So let's come back to the Plaka. I'm seeing souvenir shops and cafes and galleries, I guess. It's all here, but we have this little quiet area.
This place has retained the ambiance of the past. And it's very popular with the locals just as it is with the visitors.
What message do you give in the tours about the importance of Greece?
But when they come here and they participate in a tour, they go to a site or a museum and they hear a few things, they suddenly realize that all these institutions that today we take for granted in the modern world, what we call Western civilization, was born here. And that means many things, not just democracy, which is the Greek word demokratia, but even other institutions like having courts. The ancient civil center had courts, and many courts. They had judges, they had juries, they had a parliament, they had standard weights and measures, they had record keeping. So all these things that we think were always there, were not always there. They were created in ancient Greece and passed to future civilizations through Rome, through Byzantium, and today we could all say that we partake in what is known as Western civilization. So we owe a lot of this to the ancient Greeks.
What would you say are the values that came out of ancient Greece?
You know, my personal, if you like, most important value is knowledge. How important knowledge is. Don't forget, we're in a city called Athena. Athena was goddess of wisdom. She was glorified as goddess of wisdom and knowledge. They celebrated her birth, they celebrated the birth of wisdom. My name, by the way, is Sophia.
Yes.
And Sophia means wisdom. And that's the origin of the word sophisticated and philosophy. The root Sophia spelled with a PH. So knowledge is very important. I think without knowledge in the world, ignorance is a very dangerous thing.
We'll end on that positive note. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sophia, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to share with you some short pieces from interviews that I've done over the years. I call them reflections, and you can find them on the media platform Substack. They're filled with wisdom and inspiration and motivation. So search Dennis Wholey on Substack.com. Enjoy and share. For information about This Is America and the World, visit our YouTube channel, This Is America TV. Visit our website, thisisamerica.net, and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. This Is America and the World is made possible by the Japan-America Society of Washington, D.C., 21st Century Citizenship, the Frank Islam and Debbie Dreisman Foundation, the Nepal Tourism Board, the Sultanate of Oman, the Kingdom of Morocco, the Forerunner Foundation, the Rotondaro Family Trust, and the Embassy Series, uniting people through musical diplomacy.